Alright, you guys, I just had to come out here to the garden and show you these amazing sunflowers. I mean, I love sunflowers. I love like all sorts of sunflowers, but these, man, these are unusual sunflowers. The color is unusual, but they have stolen my heart. Oh, look at these things. They are beautiful. They remind me a lot of the Lemon Queen sunflowers in that you have a bunch of flowers on every stalk, but the color is just amazing. Beautiful. The back of the petals have that yellow color, but the fronts are just gorgeous. And the crazy thing is I don't remember what variety they are. I mean, look at this one. Look at how dark that one is. That is beautiful. It's almost black. Gorgeous. I'm gonna have to look at my seeds and figure out what the name was of that again, because I don't remember. And I'm being given the look. It's treat time. Well, I've got some dahlias hanging on here. Look at those. Aren't those pretty? Oh yeah, I got the treats. Franny! Coming? There you go. Hey, Shan. No, Franny. No, Franny. So I was out here the other day and I put in a partial wall out here to make it more sheltered. I installed a post, concreted that in, put in some horizontals, used that wonderful pallet wood to create the wall. The doorway that I have right here, I'm actually going to get a gate that I can put here to close this off, so that when I'm in there working on trimming hooves and down the road milking and all of that, I have a place that I can do it without being disturbed by the other goats. This way I've got a space. I can take one goat at a time in there and do what I need to do. Now on the other side, where they like to sleep and they have their hay and everything, I'm actually going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a doorway, put in a post, make a wall, except that wall I'm going to have it go all the way up to the top instead of just a half wall. On this side, because I'll be working in there, I needed a good window for light, but that side I'm going to enclose it more, make it much more sheltered, because, you know, with winter coming and cold weather and everything, I want them to have a place where they can go in and be completely sheltered from the weather, get out of the wind and all of that. I mean, granted, it's Alabama, we don't have insane winters, but it does still get cold. It still gets windy and nasty, and it's damp air. It's a damp cold, so it's unpleasant. Another thing that we have been working on is, the other day, Mr. Smith and I came out here and we started working on some fencing.
Oh, nub nub.
Now when we put in this area, one of the mistakes that we made was when we put in that gate, we put in a 4-foot gate. That is not big enough to get our tractor, either one of our tractors, the big tractor or the little mower tractor. It won't fit through it to get in here to mow. And so I've been coming in here with the trimmer trying to mow, and it's just not cutting it. So as we were putting in that big fenced area, I left an area big enough to get the tractor through. We're gonna put a big 6-foot gate through there, and I don't know if we'll be able to fit the Mahindra through there, but I know we'll be able to fit the John Deere through there, and that way we can get in there to mow. And when we install the gate in this fence for them to have access to that other area, we're gonna put a 6-foot gate there as well. That way I can bring that John Deere in here and mow all this down as well. Now, the reason for creating an additional grazing area for the goats, well, there's actually a couple of reasons. Number one, I do not want them to be on the same ground all the time as far as grazing goes. It's not healthy for them to be grazing on the same patch of greenery all the time, because goats are very prone to parasites, and by rotating them off that grazing area, it gives them fresh ground, and the area that they're moved off of has time to sit. If you can let it sit for 30 days before you move the goats back onto it, it makes it much more less likely to increase their parasite load and all of that. So parasites is kind of like the big deal when it comes to goats, and it doesn't matter really what part of the country you live in. Goats are not from the United States, they're not from North America, they're originally from very dry desert areas, and so the parasite load that they have here is just something you have to stay on top of. And by giving them areas where they can graze that is clean, has been able to sit, it just helps them get ahead of the fight as far as the parasite load goes. And Franny is climbing through my tripod again. Franny! Girl, you got hay all over you. So this area will continue to be their goat yard, but then we'll be able to open the gate every morning and give them access to fresh pasture every day. Now, the parasite thing is one of the reasons that I want to have more ground for them to graze on. The other, of course, is having grass to graze on. The more space they have to graze on, the more access they'll have to browse plants, wild things for them to eat and be filled and healthy. Which of course translates into less feed I have to buy. Not that these guys eat much. Hi, baby. You're about ready to get your hooves trimmed, aren't you? You see that foot? Yep, you're getting there. Alright, and with that, I am losing light, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this quick little goat video for today. So thanks for hanging out with me here at the homestead. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to you all next time.